We are here tonight with this HPI Venture FJ Cruiser, and the FJ Cruiser here is something that I've had for a while. I have not modded anything because I really like keeping it stock. It's a really nice scale looking vehicle, and I like the that aspect of it. It has a front mounted motor and ESC and receiver, an adjustable wheelbase, and metal differential lockers, including metal, a lot of other metal in here. I'm not going to go through piece by piece, but a lot more metal than you'll see in a lot of other vehicles, including a really nice set of shocks. Not all metal, but they just seem to perform well. Let's take the top off of this. The nice thing about this chassis is that the electronics are mounted more in a forward position than in a centered position. They accomplished this by putting a gearbox in the center, putting the transmission and the motor in the front, including the electronics closer to the front than a lot of other vehicles. The downside, in a lot of people's opinion, is that the battery sits in the back, but personally I don't mind this, as I like a well-balanced vehicle because I like the back to articulate just as well as the front. But I understand that for performance, a lot of people don't like that. What we're going to be doing today is changing out the steering servo, putting in a Spectrum receiver. Alright, so it looks like in order to get this servo out, I'm going to have to take a few pieces apart on the front bumper. So one thing I've noticed is you always have a little bit tougher time changing and removing things that are made for looks rather than performance, and rather than to make it easy to remove. So they first think about, how is this whole system going to look good? Then they try and figure out how it's going to all go together. So sometimes you pay the price in that respect. And here, this isn't as easy as some to pull out, but it's not that bad. So we're going to get rid of this and the servo saver here. Hear that click? That's the servo saver. That's just terrible. I'm going to be replacing it with the Servox. This is like a mid-range servo. This was $35. It is the SC-025 1MG. Okay, I think this is the size. I think I'm a 25T here. I think this is right. This is a metal horn from, what is HR? Hot Racing? I think that's hot, yeah. play is gone. That is really good. Spectrum looks a little big. A little bit bigger than what we had. Maybe it can go sideways or something. I think so. Yep, fits in there sideways. Okay, so I'm going to take this guy out for a run before we change the shock oil. This way we'll do a before and after and see what the results are of a lighter shock oil. In this case we're going to go down to a 15 weight. Just because it's a very light vehicle and I want to see a lot of articulation in this guy. So let's just play around. Let's goof around, put some 15 weight shock oil in it and see what it does.